What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Josh and Brandy Helm here, and it's another tour day, which is always an exciting moment for us. It started out, we had a little bit of trouble this morning. Dropped the camera, broke lenses, or actually an ND filter on this camera, and then I ran off and left my microphone. So we're starting off with challenges, but the great thing about it is I'm using this for a microphone, and we've got Brandy mic'd up. But a couple things that are exciting about this build is we've got a little bit of everything that's typical with a barndominium. We've got your shop, we've got a lot of porches, living square footage.
Sure, we've got 1,972 square feet of living. It's 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, about 700 square foot of shop, and roughly 1,100 square foot of porches. It's kind of a wraparound porch.
Like I said, it's got all things. You got the vault as well on the interior. There's a lot of color, different color switches on this deal. On the roof, we've got a shade of green for our rooftop, and with a little bit of a darker green, I think it might be a hunter green on the walls, and then a burnished slate on the trim. We don't have any stone here on the exterior, but like I said, they're going for that just all things barndo here on this build. So it's always nice when you can incorporate a little bit of everything on these structures. But we hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get it going. All right, guys, so here we are. This is a beautiful barndominium. We've got a lot of natural colors going, but we also have some bright colors as well. But let's talk a little bit about this space.
Sure, so they did a vinyl plank flooring throughout the house, with the exception of the bathrooms and bedrooms, but it's a smoky oak from Floor & Decor. Mm-hmm. And we did a Swiss coffee on the wall. So it's kind of maybe an off-white feel to it.
Yeah, and I like some of that because your trim color is more of a pewter gray, or I guess
it's called toasty gray.
Toasty gray. So I know those colors always confuse you a little bit because you got a little more of a beige color, but here it really blends really nice, especially with this flooring. And I really like this flooring. What did you say it's called?
It's called smoky oak. It's a vinyl plank. Smoky
oak, and it's vinyl. I would have swore this is more of a laminate, but the vinyl plank, that's awesome. So in discussing the layout here, we actually have this open concept. Now this is where we have our high ceilings, which is adapted with the roof lines. This is something that is pretty common that we have to deal with a lot. But here we did fur down a little bit at the tops, allowing for the connectivity with the air conditioning system. But so you got high ceilings in here, but it's not super high. You could still get a ladder and tend to things in here if you had to. But let's just address the whole open area here. This is a beautiful wood stove here. Shout out to Leonard's in town who did the install for this wood stove. It looks really nice. Just a conventional look here with this black pipe coming all the way up, and that looks great. Anytime you can incorporate that into a barndominium, I think has a little better feel to it when it comes to that rustic feel. Also here we have a manufactured stone that goes behind the wood stove, which is great. This is a nice touch, actually helps that stove just kind of stand out. And we've got a stone bottom piece that sits there as well, which I just like the colors of this. I'm not sure of the actual name of this stone, but if you guys put comments below, maybe we can get you some of that information. So another thing about the layout here is we have the entryway, which is sort of going to walk through the living room, which, you got to, if you're not going to have a conventional entryway, I guess you got to choose a direction on that.
Right, it's going to come somewhere. It's going to come into your living room or your kitchen. And I would prefer it coming into the living room instead of, walking straight into the kitchen. But
right. And it's like we get comments. Sometimes people complain, oh, it's right in the kitchen. I never have my entry in the kitchen. Oh, it's right in the living room. It's like,
you got to enter somewhere.
You got to come in somewhere. Let's come on in. At the end of the day, we have a door that comes off the back of the kitchen, and we have a door that comes in the living room, and we have one that comes from the side from the garage, which is probably where most people are going to enter anyways when it comes to every day. But, here this is going to work well. We actually have enough space here to do a conventional dining room.
Sure. Yeah, we can do a beautiful dining table in here. And of course, they've got a beautiful chandelier. They did all oil rub bronze in, with their lighting and their hardware.
And it blends really well with the flooring. So one thing we should note is that there is wraparound porch going on this build, which again, stepping off the back porch, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want all those porches. I want to have plenty of light. Well, it's really cloudy today, and we still have plenty of natural light coming in with the windows because, but when it's real hot and sunny, it's in Texas where yesterday it was 107, I think, where I was working yesterday.
Yeah.
And whenever it's that hot, you have to.
You welcome the shade.
Yeah, you have to do something. Yeah. So here, I think as we enter into the kitchen, I know we got some different color combinations going on here.
So on our cabinet color, we have a superior blue. It's beautiful. It really sets off this space. But they've got that on, all the cabinets here are painted. Then we have a morning frost quartz countertop. So it's a stark white. There's no veining. There's no other colors. It's just white, and they've got that throughout.
Yeah, and it is straight white. So I mean that's really nice for quartz without. I mean sometimes you see a little bit of veining and stuff that people are trying to get in a countertop, but here they just, like I said, went for that straight white, which it's really nice.
Well, I like it with the way that it complements the backsplash, because the backsplash has the whites and the blues and has a little bit more of a pattern to it. So it really kind of breaks that up.
If you're going to do blue or any color, you might want to go simpler with your countertop. Here is what they did. Now, for our sink, we actually have a little more simple design. We don't have the farm sink. We have the undermount sink, and this is sort of a granite top component sink, and it has that side mounted drain on the
so it's sloped towards that one side.
Yeah, so I know one of the houses we were trying to figure out, I was asking what are the benefits for that, and I guess just so you fit more dishes and let it all flow to one side, so it might be a little bit easier to maintain. But I do like the hardware here. I love that you can look out over the sink and look in the backyard, which right now we've got a lot of beautiful dirt to look at. So they'll be working to get their grasses and all that stuff going. But we've got a beautiful display here. The home, what do we call this? A welcome housewarming gift is what we got here. And we've got a beautiful display of flowers by none other than Miss Brandy here. So tell us a little bit about those flowers.
Sure. So I just picked some fun, bright colors. It's summertime at this point. Like he said, it's really hot. So sunflowers, it's just kind of a fun, pretty bright, setup. So
yes, this looks awesome as usual. So did a great job on that. So as we move through the kitchen, let's not skip over the amount of space we got going here in the island. So
these are some large drawers. I feel like they're like double the width. They're really, really wide. And so, yeah, great for being able to access, things at the back. Lots of drawer storage for your pots and pans and all that. And then we have a trash drawer as well.
And with the design of this, we have the X pattern, which is a typical design for a lot of our builds. We end up adding that little extra design to it, which I think is a nice touch. So now for the cabinets, this is a raised panel doors that we're using here. You got raised panel, you got shaker style. So these are some of your common selections when it comes to cabinets. Now you can go further in selection process, and it just adds cost, when you're trying to go with a special type of wood, or a inset cabinet. It's really difficult to do where you're trying to get your shaker doors to set inside of the cabinets themselves. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but they set flush, I guess is the word. The doors would set flush with the frames of the cabinets. That's a little bit, it's quite a bit more expensive to do it that way. Also, an upgrade on cabinets is to do like soft close, things like that. So as we move through the kitchen, what else do we have going on over here?
We got a fun little corner cabinet here that has a lazy Susan inside, so you can spin and get things from the back. So that's a cool little thing they incorporated into their cabinet plan. So definitely the best way to utilize a corner space.
You're always trying to make use of those. I don't know. It's like the spaces that exist that you trying to maximize, because that's a lot of counter that you've got sitting over top of that congested area.
Right.
So spices,
And they didn't do a corner pantry here, so you got to be able to reach in for your
could be
cabinets.
the barbecue set up here for me. I'd probably have my knives and all the stuff in there.
That could be your cabinet. The rest would be mine.
We'd have to call it the Lazy Josh instead of the Susan. I don't know what.
Susan.
Yeah, I don't know who. Poor Susan. Okay, let's keep moving. So we've got our Vena hood, which is this is kind of short and sweet. It's not anything too crazy, but I think I kind of like just the simple of this. So, and I just noticed our backsplash has a little bit of that blue in it, which is a nice touch. So here we got I guess a 4-burner with the optional.
And they've got the gas. Yeah, it's the gas range there.
And what is this? This can be used as kind
It's
of
like a little griddle. Yeah. Yeah.
scrambling eggs right there on there. And simple setup. Got plenty of upper cabinets now. A lot of times people, get upset because the cabinets are so tall, because God forbid you have cabinets you can't reach. But here, this is just normal, the way we do this. Now, we try to keep cabinets minimum of 9 foot sometimes, but the design doesn't always work out. But here, I think our base height is a 9-foot cabinet. And of course, we've got the crown molding that goes around the top, because you have the beveled edges on the doors with the raised panel. We're continuing that theme on the crown across the top. And then also, another thing you'll see with our Vena hood is it usually steps up above the cabinets. The reason why is because you're trying to get that vent into the ceiling joist on the back side. Because depending on if you've got a 9-foot ceiling, you're not going to be able to get your vent into that ceiling without going above that, which means you got to take your cabinets a little bit higher
To cover the
vent. So a lot of people don't understand that, but that's the reason why you need to step up. So if you have 10-foot ceilings on the back side, you're probably going to have an 11-foot Vena hood. So those are things to keep in mind.
I like it because it kind of gives it some different dimension too. Instead of it all being the same height, it kind of breaks it up and makes that part a little special. Yeah.
So another thing that's unique here is, of course, we have our refrigerator cabinet space. I like the way we were able to do this and bring the cabinet on out. But here we just capped this off with the wall instead of the cabinets here. I think this was part of the design on the plans. So we had this vertical wall that went up. Sometimes it becomes a chore to create that wall just for a refrigerator, but here I think it worked out really well. Now on the island, for the front side of the island, we have more storage here instead of having the typical,
Ledge.
overhang.
Right.
Here we have just straight up cabinet space, which is a lot of extra storage. So you have your drawers on that side where you can get your pots and pans. And then here, you just got a lot of shelf space.
I'll probably keep all my cookbooks in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a library of cookbooks. So, yeah. Definitely not. How many cookbooks do you need for?
I have a few for decoration.
Yeah. Macaroni and... I'm just kidding. We're not going to pick on Brandy. Okay, so now we're going to head over to our guest bedrooms.
Yes.
Let's show them. We got 2 bedrooms over here.
2 bedrooms with the bathroom.
Let's check that out.
So we have a small hallway here that connects these bedrooms to the bathroom. But before we go into the bedrooms, both sides have a linen closet. They both have on each side of the bathroom. So
That's nice to have, especially when you're trying to, organize, like you said, all your linens, or maybe the bottom could be a dirty clothes hamper.
yeah. So we have a couple of 12 by 12 guest bedrooms, and we've got our standard closets in these with the auto lights. We've got the cubbies and we've got the double hanging closets on the one side and the long hanging closet on the other.
Yeah, so you got your dress storage as well as the other rods.
And when they actually did carpet in all the bedrooms, and it feels really nice and warm in these.
Yeah, this is a little more of like I guess you would call it a commercial grade carpet, or at least has a pattern design to it, as opposed to just your straight carpet, which just looks really good. Another thing I think we should mention is they have these ornamental decorative door knobs on the house. So, that looks really good with the matching hardware for the hinges and all that stuff throughout. So in our guest bathroom, it's set up pretty good. We have this smaller vanity, but it's like a 3-foot vanity with your quartz countertop, with your undermount sink. It's rectangular. And then we have a nice framed mirror here, as well as this 4-light bar light that goes up above. Additionally, we have the upper cabinet storage, which goes over our toilet. So here's our first look of our bathroom tile. You'll see we've got this diamond pattern that we're using on the top side. It's broke up with a band. And this is more of that travertine look that we're using for the tile. And then on the bottom, we have your conventional 12 by 12. We've got the oil rub bronze handrail here, as well as all the oil rub bronze on the black mat, I guess is what this is, for the faucet. Now, this has some special feature here with this shower head. So it looks like it's going to do an assortment of things, but it has the separate spray handle as well that you can use to rinse and to clean out the bathtub. So for the paint color that we're using in the bathroom, this is a Melting Moments is the color, and I think it's helping some of this white trim accents to pop, as well as the countertops and all of the brown like mirror and some of the darker paint that we're using here on the cabinets. Really helps all that not seem so dark. But this kind of has a more summer vibe to it, so it really looks good. And so we have one more bedroom that's duplicate to the other one with a similar closet. Let's see if they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. So, this is like I said, like a 12 by 12 bedroom. Looks really great, and we have the same flooring and all that throughout on this. Same wall colors. Everything's really duplicated here.
We got a lot going on the other side of the house. We got all the rest of the.
Let's go take you guys. We'll show you the pantry. We totally missed that because it wasn't a corner pantry, but let's show them that as we're on our way to the master suite.
It's impressive. You don't want to miss it.
Okay. All right. So as we come down this hallway, because everybody needs a hallway, one thing we should say first is this is the kind of pantry door you need right here with this. It's got the soft close. I would just be doing this all day long if I had soft close from a barn door.
And one thing you pointed out earlier was on the other side of this wall is the refrigerator. And you were talking about having to build out that wall for the refrigerator, but it was really for the barn door too, because you wouldn't have had that space for this barn door to go.
Right. And that's the reason why because a lot of times when it's on the plans to build out a wall for the refrigerator, we normally use cabinets to do that. And we end up Xing that out and we'll take the wall away. But I have some other builds that it happened that way similarly. And we had to keep the wall so that we could keep the barn door, So sometimes you do things that are better for the design. Another thing I noticed here as I shut this, because earlier I was looking for the light here, you do lose some accessibility sometimes. But this is the other light switch for this hallway.
Well, usually your pantry door is probably going to be shut anyway. So.
That's right. You can keep it shut. But now we want to take you guys inside. So let's go in here and show them.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is great. We have a lot of pantry storage here. This is a room.
Yeah, it's a pantry room.
So let's tell them a little bit about what you can use some of this for.
Sure, you've got tons of cubbies that you could maybe do canned goods, things like that. And then you've got some higher shelves that you could do your cereal boxes. And there's some plugs in here. So you could, put your toaster. This is it could be kind of like a butler's pantry.
If this was our house, I can tell you right now, this would be lined with cereal from one side to the other. Probably every brand of cereal.
All the kids' cereals.
Yeah. And maybe even this bottom shelf too. We just got nothing but cereal. But no, I think this worked better. You put your cereal down here, and then, like you said, you could put some of your
KitchenAid mixer. You could put some of your different appliances, your smaller ones in here.
But man, this is really, really nice. Try to
lots of space.
Hey, build you a barn door so you can have a pantry, because this is a pantry right here.
You could definitely hit up Costco. Have all your paper goods in here. You could fit a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah. Imagine the possibilities. No more grocery shopping except for once a year. Okay.
So across the hall, we have the masters.
First of all, I want to say I really like the location of the pantry as opposed to where the master bedroom is.
It's right across the hall.
I mean, this would be a problem for me if the pantry is across the hallway, because I'll be right back. So this is a large room, approximately 15 by 16, something like that, maybe a little bit bigger. But here we've got the common theme that we're using in the other bedrooms, more of the carpet, which, if you're going for the warmer tone and maybe you got cold feet, you want to step off the bed onto. Now you can accomplish that with a rug,
sure.
But
there's definitely no echoes in here.
That's right.
So
a lot of warmer tones with the color scheme, and just a great, beautiful size room. Here we do have the master closet that is accessible.
Right. It's actually off the bedroom instead of the bathroom.
Which, they're not too far apart. So you have your master closet, which we'll show you guys that now. Now this is a very large size closet. And as you can imagine, plenty of shelving space. This would make a great pantry too.
Or another bedroom.
No. So a lot of hanging storage. You got your double rack storage, as well as dress hanging, and you have more room for more dress storage over here. But this could be
maybe a dresser or something. They're going to maybe put a piece of furniture there. I bet.
I was going to say large suitcases. That's normally
or Christmas tree.
Your go-to. So yeah, and this is we try to do this. You'll see us do this a lot. Is we'll stain these bars when we can to try to match either some of the other stain in the house. Now here, I think the guys
picked a stain.
Had a stain, but because I don't know that we have any other stained. But this is a nice touch for the color scheme on this house.
It just makes it look finished.
So as we come out of here, we've got our master bathroom over here.
All right, so the master bathroom has got the same quartz countertops as we had in the kitchen.
Simple and clean.
Yeah, and then the black countertops underneath. And then, of course, they have the same hardware in here, the oil rub bronze. But something special about the mirrors in these, we forgot to mention in the last one, is these are medicine cabinets. So these were special order from the customer. And yeah, they open up and they've got mirrors on both sides. But one thing you have to do about a medicine cabinet, you have to have special framing. You have to be able to tuck it inside the wall. It's not just going to be put on the wall.
Yeah, and so actually a lot of the framing was already done. They had to come back and cut these in later. But, here they actually added as well some upper counter storage, which is going on top of the countertop. This is always a kind of a nice touch. We'll use this kind of space.
Yeah, I would definitely have my hair products, things like that, easily accessible. But you can just kind of open up. And I would maybe even put my blow dryer and things like that. You can just kind of reach in there and grab.
Yeah, definitely a very nice thing to have incorporated into this design. So in continuing our theme, we have the vinyl plank flooring in here because carpet wouldn't do well in a bathroom. That's for the 90s or 80s, 70s. Sorry. Way back when. But we're not doing carpet in the bathrooms. Now, We do have a great setup for the toilet as well, with the upper cabinet storage here, which has a little bit of linen space for that when it comes to the upper cabinet storage, as well as a little shelf that you could set up a little bit of ornamental stuff if you wanted to. Now let's look into the master shower here.
So this shower mimics the guest bathroom. They've got the diamond pattern on the top with the band around the middle, and then the 12 by 12 at the bottom. And then they have a real pretty like stone pebble type on the flooring. And then
it's more of like a flat stone, actually.
Yeah, it is. But it's got all the same colors. It looks really pretty with that. And then they did the aura bronze on the edging, and then also the hardware.
Now I'm not sure if this is travertine, but it definitely has a travertine feel. It could be just a standard porcelain to mimic the travertine, but it looks just like travertine. So, but you know, in the color scheme, and then yeah, I like the setup. It's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit of what we used to see a lot. Actually, we used to do this a lot a few years back. But I love the way this turned out, and I like the hardware, the way it's splashing here on top of that. So let's move on to another part of the house and show you guys maybe the laundry room. We'll head on over that way. And as we're headed to the laundry room, right off the hallway, we have an additional half bath. Now, this is always a nice feature to have when you can work it in, just because
for your guests.
Yeah, you have company and you want to have a clean bathroom, or just not have
them to have to use yours.
Pick up all your stuff. It's great to have this as an option. So in here we have a simple, you know, like 2-foot vanity, 2.5 foot. I think that's maybe a 30-inch vanity with an under mount sink, which is rectangular to match some of the other ones. Now in here we have an oval shaped mirror with our bar light up above, and we have a continuation of that. What is the color?
The melting moments.
Melting moments. Because I was going to say morning moments, and that's not the right name. So additionally, we have a grab bar in here for the handrail. So this is really nice. They really thought about all these extra things that you might need as you get a little bit older. So that's what it's all about.
So next to the pantry, we have another sliding barn door. Yeah. And
we won't show you again how that works, but this soft close barn door, which is really nice.
So here in the laundry, we have a large storage cabinet here. It's wide open. There's a plug in there. So if you had like a mop or a broom or whatever that you have that has to plug in and charge, you can do that there. Maybe put your vacuum cleaners, some of those kind of things you can tuck away in here in your laundry room.
And you just say ironing board? That would be a good spot to put that. So here we have the utility sink as well in the laundry room. And I like this. It actually gives you a little bit of space if you wanted to add some above hanging storage. You could get away with doing that on the high side here as you're pulling clothes out and putting them away. This might give you a way to do that. Actually, you have a little bit of counter space if you wanted to use for folding storage as well. And we have an open cabinet here, which I guess would serve as you could put a laundry basket in there.
Sure, yeah, you could tuck away a laundry.
Or an additional trash drawer, or whatever you wanted to utilize that for. Now, also off of this room, we have a door that goes onto the back porch. So this becomes sort of
another entry point.
Yeah, passageway. If you're coming from the shop, needing to head right out, you could go out that way. So let's go to the shop. I want to show you guys, one of the greatest parts of this build. No, just kidding. It's an important part.
Yes. All right. So right off of this hallway, we have the shop, garage area, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a standard size. It's about 700 square feet.
Yes. And in this area, this is actually a drop down. So we have 1.5 inches lower. The slab is 1.5 inches lower for the foundation. That way, if you're, you come in, I know we have this problem at our current house that we didn't build, but sometimes it's raining hard outside. You pull your car in, and even though we've sealed the bottom, a little bit of water can come in because ours does not step down. but this steps down. So if you had snow or ice, or if you had water that something happened, you spilt a bucket of water or something in here, it's not coming inside. So this is a little bit lower. And we say this pretty much every video, but for those of you guys that are interested in this kind of stuff, as you can see, this is our standard vault for this garage. For the main roof line. And here is where our framing changes over from wood frame to steel frame. We've got our water heater in here, which he did a higher, like a hybrid style water heater, which is actually a propane style, which has your standard vent on there. Now, here we have, it's insulated with the closed cell foam, and this is made to where if you wanted to come add additional furring strips, or if you wanted to add plywood, it's very easily done because we've made these bottom base plates, or whatever you call it down here on the bottom. We've made that the same size as these purlins. So you've got a 6-inch channel that goes along the bottom. I recommend you do that. Now, if you order a building from the manufacturer, a lot of times they're just using base angle is what they call it, that goes on the bottom. That's just like a 2x2 angle. Well, that won't give you an ability to do that on the bottom, and you end up having to go and add additional things. Now, this is our sheetrock wall here. This is textured, ready to be painted if the client wants to do that. But we have our zip wall that goes on the back side of that as well, giving us that complete seal. Now, our main panel is actually on this wall, and they added an additional Generac option. As they hook up their main generator, it'll be able to run portions of the house if they have a weather event. Now, in here, we have just a standard size garage door. It's insulated to go with the shop. It's a little bit stuffy in here, but it's not quite as hot as it would be outside. But, one thing you're missing is the breeze in here. Right. But you do have another walk-through door where you could open up both doors and be able to go on out. Okay, and just because it's convenient, because we have a few of these pieces laying here, I wanted to show you guys, this is the flooring for the interior, which has this backer on the back, and it is 100% waterproof. This is a 5mm flooring. It says it's got a 12mm wear layer, and it's a lifetime warranty, 10-year warranty on for commercial, but lifetime warranty for residential. It's Duralux performance, and like I said, it's a waterproof luxury vinyl, and she said the color is, I think, a smoky oak. So, those are the details for the flooring in the house. And this is the back porch, and like I said, there's a lot of porch going on here as this continues down the whole length side of the building, but it's got a connecting kind of corner. Now, on the side over here, it's more of what I call a rocking chair porch, because it's big enough just to maybe set a chair out or just to have a walkway.
I think it's just more of a pass-through for you to get to the front porch.
Yeah, so as we come on around, it's really nice, I think, to just keep the clean edges. Now, this is going to provide a lot of protection for this house, the windows and all that for many years to come. Very little maintenance involved when it comes to that. And then on the front side of this porch, we have this beautiful gable opening with this special design, and of course our entryway, which is centered up on this. Now, we went through great lengths to try to get this centered up, because during our framing, some of our beams actually fell a little bit sort of in the way. So we had to do some things in our framing to actually make sure that this happened, and we got all this centered up. But it turned out really nice. Now, on our exterior, we didn't mention, but this sort of blends with our roof color, and this design that we're doing here for our gable It is a little bit more money to do it this way, but we do this all out of steel tubing. And we do this quite often whenever it's drawn in. We'll have to come up with these designs, but this is a great way to add a little bit of character to the home, and just
some dimension, some curb appeal.
Yeah.
It kind of changes it from looking like just a metal shop to a home.
Right. So we are so thankful for you guys to join us on this tour. As this one's coming to a close, we've got many more tours coming. So many that we've done that if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen some of our tour videos, it's a thing. So we actually have a playlist. You can go back and watch every tour. Just turn it on your house. You don't even have to be home. Just let it play.
The dogs want to watch it, the kids.
So it's really good. We love for you guys to do that. It, of course, helps with the analytics. And, for those of you that are new to the channel, if you like what you see, hit that up button there, the like button, and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys join us on this journey. We're trying to do a lot more updates on the weekly on a lot of our upcoming projects. We've got some exciting projects that we're working on as well that I think if you're interested in ever building a barndominium, you might enjoy seeing some of the process along the way. So,
and one thing about these homes, they're not for sale. These are custom homes. Like you said, sometimes we have to make modifications with the framing and things like that. So this house is not, available. So people always ask, how much does it cost? How much?
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants some instant number of how much this costs. Even if we told you today what this costs, it might be different 4 months from now, 3 months from now.
Timing's gonna
and the timing of when we actually put this build to contract. The pricing was probably different than what it would be today. So that's the reason why we're not walking around with
just telling everybody
mindful calculator knowing what every build would cost at every given moment of every day. So, but we do have some resources that are available if you will go to, I always send people to the Linktree, but you can find this stuff at our website if you want to go to texasbestbarndominium.com. But if you want to find the quick links, go to linktree.com/Texas Best Construction. And if you guys comment below and ask for the link, I'll give it to you there. We, again, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already followed us on Facebook and Instagram, please do that now. I'm Josh Helm.
And I'm Brandy Helm.
We're wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching Texas Best.